Misenza by C-section or cesarean section. Sinayi Ness wait for Ness Noglunga Ndwandwe back again in a brand new year. Ness, how you
Happy
doing?
New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
Ness.
it was fantastic, but we were working.
Yes, obvious. That's
We're always working.
Yeah,
so
you too.
It was okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Ness, asikhulume ngendaba C-section. C-section this, C-section that.
Yes.
You know, sive ngayo kahle kahle namhlanje ngifuna sichazele umbukelo ehleli golden hour ukuthi nasikhuluma nge-cesarean section angathini labanye bayibita nge-C-section. What are we talking about exactly?
Okay, when we're talking about C-section, we're talking about it's another form of a mode of delivery whereby we are having an abnormal delivery and we are forming an incision, and that incision it can be vertical or horizontal. So it's just lower in your lower abdominal tummy. Then we will remove the baby, and it's just a minor procedure that is done on theater, and we use an anesthetic technique.
Nesi ngiyakuva uyachaza ngalesilumbi manesi labanye bathi kusikwa abanye bathi kuhlinzwa kuyini kahle kahle mhlambe ungasita thini both. Okay,
it's both because kule procedure definitely sisuke sikusika.
Okay,
so na sikusika we go through the different layers of the tummy. So it's for us to access the uterus, and then we also go different types of the layers of the uterus, so that we can take out the baby. So kuhlinzwa kusika, it's just that it's one and the same word. Yes.
Okay. Kuhlukene kangakanani noma kanjani ke kusikwa noma kuhlinzwa slash C-section, you know, kuti inhlobo leti ngakanani?
Okay, we give it types in terms of the form of incision that we're making.
Okay.
There is one incision where we call a vertical incision. That incision goes down in your lower abdominal tummy. It's the most common incision. Then there is also the other one which we call a horizontal incision. It's down your belly button to the lower abdominal plane. So that's the types that we currently have. But in Swaziland, we are mostly common with the vertical one.
Okay.
Yes.
So kuyendeka yini ukuthi umuntu ahlinzwe kabili? Kuyendeka yini lokho ukuthi mhlambe wende lo horizontal waphunze wabuya wenda lo vertical? Is that possible?
It's not possible.
Okay.
So once we are doing the vertical incision, it has to be always the vertical incision.
Okay.
And remember, once you have opted for a C-section, you can only have 3 babies.
Okay.
So once you do a C-section, we limit on the number of babies that you can have.
Okay, not unless you want to do natural.
Yes, but the natural, we just do a vaginal delivery following C-section only after you have only had 1 C-section. But once you have done 2 C-sections, definitely the 3rd one will be a C-section. We are not opting for a vaginal delivery.
Okay, nice, great advice from you as a nurse.
Yes.
Now, what determines, you know, whether or not I do C-section? Who determines that? Ngimi ngiyakhethela yini nje ukuthi hayi mina ngifuna kuyohlinzwa noma khetha dokotela noma mhlambe yini le niyibuka kahle kahle?
Okay, the one that we always love and we'll be like, oh, we don't have a problem. It's when you have chosen yourself that you want to do an elective C-section, because there we book you and then we make an appointment. Then we get the special C-section. But most of the time you'll find that some they don't opt for the C-section. It's just complications around the pregnancy that we have noted during the antenatal care, or we can note them during the labor and delivery period. So in terms of the antenatal care, some of the things that can force us to do a C-section, it's when we are having a placenta previa. When I'm talking about a placenta previa, we're talking about a normal delivery or a normal pregnancy. You're supposed to have the placenta on the top of the fundal. But in placenta previa, you find that the placenta is below the cervix, whereby the baby is supposed to come out. So definitely we'll opt for a C-section in that instance. Then it can also happen when you are also having well, going through the antenatal care, and we find that your baby is very big, a big baby. So with a big baby, definitely we can opt for a C-section. And those things we're able to determine them through the scans that we usually ask people to do during the antenatal care. So this is what determines. Then we'll book you for a C-section. You go and do the C-section. In that times, you are not choosing to do the C-sections, but it's the complications around the pregnancy. Then it will happen during the labor and delivery. We were thinking maybe we're going to have a normal vaginal delivery, but when we are trying to monitor your labor, we're trying to monitor your delivery, we find that the dilatation of your cervix, it's dilating a bit slow. So the baby will go through a fetal distress. And no pillar mentioned
yes. Is that part of the distress?
Yes, that is what we call a fetal distress. This is where we are able to monitor, oh, the baby is going through a fetal distress because we are grading the meconium. So this is a sign of a fetal distress. Then there is an agent C-section. So we have to book. If we just have to go and do the C-section immediately.
So speaking of letinye taritin for the tiba ma complications banga ukuthi ugcine athi dokotela wena uthenga ukuthi uyohlinzwa wena uthenga ukuthi uyowenda C-section ngito dona letinto let so kusuka sakwendekeni mhlawumbe this is a different question aside C-section maybe I don't know but nangabe kuthiwe ukhanze ukuthi umfana umukhulu ngemtimba or the weight or the size of the baby mhlambe cervix njani angeke azakhona ukuphuma so kwendekeni kulomtimba wami as the mother, the carrier.
That is why we usually advise mothers not to eat a lot when they are pregnant, because you'll find that as time goes on through the pregnancy, you will then be one of the possible candidates for gestational diabetes. So you will be having a diabetes during the pregnancy. Then that can lead into a big baby. Or else the baby is just having a big head. And also, guys, please choose the fathers wisely.
Make the right choice.
Yeah, right choice. Please look at the head of the baby before you conceive the baby. Because once the father is having a big head, you have a problem. So you'll find that the cervical disproportion, and with the baby's head, you'll find that it's not in a good way and alignment. So definitely we'll have to do the C-section.
So now the C-section sengiyayenda ke because we are waiting for the thing let khulunywa kubhlungu nalina ukumakhatha uya manxeba yavuka abe bhlungu what are some of the complications now post the C-section?
Anyone who has done or undergone a procedure whereby you will do an operation, definitely so with the C-section, yes, it's definitely true. So we are expecting that. And also, just like I've said before, once you've done the C-sections 2 times or that time, the other pregnancy, it's a risky pregnancy. So with the C-section, definitely we are giving you a number of kids that you are supposed to have 3 kids. The 4th one, you are risking. You might lose you or else lose the baby. So that's the disadvantage of having a C-section. And also with C-section, you will find that it would take longer for you because akufana vaginal delivery. Vaginal delivery is easy to help. And also, you'll also have a scar for your life. So another thing that you need to understand, and I'm having a scar for the rest of my life. And another thing, during the C-section, you might have complications. You might find that you will be having pain, you will be having infection, you will be having deep vein thrombosis, whereby you will find yourself if you are not someone who has been active, you will be having clots on your bloodstream. And those clots, they can even come to a point here where we might even lose you once they go to the lungs.
Okay.
So that's why we usually give an health education postnatal. Once we discharge you from the theater to the postnatal care ward, we give you just 24 hours for you to just heal.
Yeah.
Then after 24 hours, we are expecting you to start ambulating, to start walking around, to start going, try to do those small things, not the hard one, just walking around, so that you will find yourself not being part of those that are having a deep vein thrombosis.
Okay, interesting. Now, what do I need to consider, before, saying, you know what, I want to do, or I'm opting for a C-section, what are some of the things that I need to look for, be mindful of before I choose the C-section?
One of the most important things is the support system on your family.
Okay.
Because once we discharge you home, we are also hoping that you will have somebody at home to stay with, so that you won't be having to do the heavy duty day-to-day activities.
Okay.
So the only thing that you will do is expecting you to take care of the baby, walk yourself to the bathroom, you will take care of yourself. If you don't have any support system at home, you might find yourself you will come back in the facility because linxeba selibolile, linxeba seliqale kuphuma ama-stitches while you have not healed, because you've been doing the heavy work and the heavy activities. And also, if you are, you know that I don't want more than 3 kids. So definitely you can do the C-section. And if you are someone who has got a high pain tolerance, because if every time it's cold, you're going to feel the pain. We don't want to be dealing. Yeah, we don't want to be dealing with someone, I'm feeling the pain every day, when you just chose yourself that you want to do the C-section. So this is what you need to consider a lot. And also the weight of your body weight. Because if you're someone who is having more chubby, you will find yourself the healing taking very longer. And also the infection you might also be having a problem with infection. If you're chubby, please make sure that you're someone who's very hygienic.
Hygienic how?
Yes.
How?
So you'll be able to take care of your wound. You'll be able to bath yourself, take care of yourself, sterilize yourself. The place around you needs to be very clean.
Nice.
Because we're dealing with the wound here.
Nice. Okay. I hope that is, part of what we, now include in postnatal care, right?
Yes.
Kunakekela mine as the mother, the carrier, or the deliverer of the baby, and the baby, what are some of the things that we need to also take note of, ku-postnatal care? So telo lo mfana so khona nami sengikhona lana nginalamanxeba lawa, how does postnatal care go about?
Okay, postnatal care depends on how the procedure itself went on the theater. So in most of the cases, you might find that the procedure goes well, and then we discharge the baby to the postnatal ward. But in the cases, most of babies that have done cesarean section, they will have fluctuating breathing patterns. So those babies, we have to take them to the neonatal care. The neonatal care is the advanced care whereby we are taking those babies that are having complications after a delivery.
Go through it, distress,
the fetal distress. Those who will be assessing them and finding that they have jaundice. Those who will be assessing them and finding that they are having blood problems. So we also transfer them to the neonatal care, whereby they will be getting the advanced care. So with those who have been having C-sections, some of the babies will transfer them to the neonatal care because of the fluctuation of the breathing. But once the baby is fine, we take back the baby to the mother. The mother, what he needs to do is just to do a breastfeeding. Most of the time, we'll also need, in some of our facilities, you will find that we'll ask for an somebody who's gonna help you to take care of the baby, because you yourself, you're still in the bed and you can't do a lot of the things. Even as nurses, we can even take care of the baby, help you with the baby. Then once you are after 24 hours, we are expecting you to start ambulating, start moving around, so that you'll be able to also take care of your baby. Yes. So postnatally, we monitor your vital signs, because you have been done an operation under an anesthetic procedure. So we have to monitor whether the vitals, they are still okay, they are not fluctuating, your blood pressure is okay. And one of the most vital that we are monitoring is the temperature, because the temperature can be a sign of an infection, since we have also done you still having a wound. So we'll monitor those. And then also, just like I've been mentioning, that the deep vein thrombosis, we will try and we will massage so that you will have a close circulation. Yes. And then we also make sure we keep exclusive breastfeeding. It's very important, because it's also assists in the uterus being able to shape.
Nice, Doc. Thank you so much. Nurse, I'm proclaiming things into your life, right? So thank you so much, Nobina, for joining us today in the Golden Hour. We had a great time with you today in Isfunzile, more than anything, as it is Cesarean Section Day.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Well, that is our guest today in the Golden Hour. Senior Nurse Nokulunga Wagandwande show gelo so yahlala akhona ehleli Golden Hour atatosifundisa sichushisa sikhumbuta sihlomise in certain health topics. So siyethemba ukuthi sisaba naye futhi as time goes on sikhulumisa letinye ihloko